I think this is the most misunderstood masterpiece toy that come out in recent time, but I hope this review will set you back on tracks to actually like this as much as I do. Hi everyone, this is Triple T, and today I'm taking a look at Star Toys ST-02 Tracker, or Trax as I like to call him. Now, this box is kind of flimsy, but it's a very nice illustration in the front here, and you have some nice side art as well, but on the back you only have the product shots in a very lackluster manner, and you have some, there I am, well, instructional videos back here. Use mine for your own safety. And I mean that because these are not good. Nothing else. He comes with a plethora of things. First, this little gun nozzle that I forgot to show in the unboxing. I was almost gonna leave it in the box because I didn't see it, but this goes in front of the car when it's in flying car mode. You have the little piece that you can put on the stand. If you have a Takara stand, that is. I do have some knockoff Takara stands, so maybe this will go just fine. You have his beautiful gun here, done in very nice, plasticky, sheeny grey color here. It's not painted, trust me. And you only have the tab on one side, so he can only hold it in the right hand. Or, yeah, his right hand, or, well. You have the little mask from Hoist Goes to Hollywood. And it looks kind of nice. Right? I don't really know. I don't really care. But I'm not going to use it. But it's fun that they include it nonetheless. You have two faces. And the first one is a screaming face. Angry face. Ooh, I'm so pissed off. And I would be too if I were beside the masked face. But anyway, you have a little happy face as well. Looks really good. I mean, look at him. His blood pressure isn't good. He needs to slow down, I think. And now for the bot himself. I'm going to show you a bit of the transformation you need to do to the box because I missed some steps in my unboxing. So I will do those again. And, of course, the things I missed. He is sturdy and he can hold the Fans Toys test. Nothing really shakes except for that arm, but it's only pegged in there, so yeah. But it works. It works. Yes, it works. Okay. All the things you need to do out of the box. Open the toe like that, and that is crazy stiff out of the box, actually. A lot of the tolerances on this one is kind of strange. That pushes up this little beautiful piece. You come to the back of the leg. You bend this up. Like that. Fold it down. Bend it down like that. Push it in. And fold this up. And that will tab into that newly acquired piece. Now you can actually... Well, he looks like he's kissing someone. Anyway, we come to the neck because this is not plugged in as it should. So I'm just going to push that down. Pull this out, this back section out. You can see there are tabs here that are going onto those ports here, going on those tabs. So hinge that down and push that in, and now the head is secured. Like that. Out of the box, the bonnet is on the inside. It really shouldn't be. So fold that down. And this little grey piece is supposed to be hinged down. And I'm going to show you from this side. Fold these side pieces in. Not too much though. But you need it so you can actually fold this grey piece all the way down. Now you have some metal pieces here that you need to flip up. Then you're going to close these down all the way. And people claim that they don't tab in, but they actually do. Because when you've got them like this, they are actually under tabs. So now they are in there for reals. Okay, we're going to use these in a minute, but first, let's get this bonnet in the correct position. And you need to angle, it's a double hinge, so you need to be really careful on how you hinge it. You can pry it under here and just press it in, but no. Pull these out to the side and fold them out. Like that. And as you can see, there are 3 tabs here, and on the back side of this, there are 3 tabs. So you need to push these tabs onto that back piece. That is easier said than done, but I think it's in now. These pieces are gonna hug the bonnet so it stays in place, but I recommend you hold this in while you are actually putting it in place, and then you scooch this inwards, and that can be kind of difficult, but yeah. Now we come to these metal hinges, and you are supposed to rotate the back so they line up on these little ports here. Just fold it a bit forward and press those in with a spudger or something like that. They don't really hold, but they do secure things into place. And now that everyone who claims that this isn't a sturdy figure hasn't done that correctly, because now nothing is loose and the arms are correctly configured, and this is actually really stuck in there. So that is really nice. Yeah. So now we can take a look at the figure. You can see his blood pressure is really high, but you have a lot of detailing here. This is painted, and I think that makes half the robot, actually. I like that very much. I think this is paint or tampos, maybe. I feel some indentations here, so maybe not, I don't know. You have a nice crotch piece here, and it moves a bit strangely, but we will look at that later on. And you have some more paint, I think. Yes, paint. On the knees and on the feet. But he's fairly clean all over. And if we turn him around, we have some very large heel spurs. You can see where the bonnet is going to be tabbed in. And we have a little bit of backpack here. But it is not, it's nothing to gripe about, I think. He is very, very nicely done, in my humble opinion. But for articulation, these can go up and down. You can also fold them on the black piece, but that's not what you're supposed to do, but you can. The head goes all the way around. It can look all the way up. As you can see, there are lots of nice joints here that you can use to actually pose the head as you kind of want to. He can tilt his head as well, so he can be a bit quizzical. You can fold the arm out to the side like that. You can fold that at a little joint here. And no, that isn't coming out anytime soon. And go down there. You have a little bicep swivel. You have more than 90 degree at the elbow. And the hands just have the thumb going up and down. And you have one finger loose, and the rest of them are just on one peg. You can move the wings back and forth if you want to. You can rotate them down if you don't want them at all, or just fold them back. You can do a lot of things if you want to. The posability here is outstanding. Here's waist. You have a waist rotation, a bit hindered by the bonnet, but otherwise it looks really, really good. You have 2 clicks of ab crunch, but be careful so you don't scratch any paint. I did see some paint flakage, but I don't know where it came from, so yeah, I'm kind of happy about that anyway, because I didn't see anything. So, here you can kick forwards like that, and as you can see, this little piece just stays in there, but if you go all the way back and hold that there, you can get it back. So you can kick fairly well back. He can do the splits, not the Motormaster, but who needs it? You have a thigh rotation, 90 degrees. This doesn't want to peg in for some reason. But that's just me getting them out in a bad way, I think. You have 90 degrees at the knee bend there. And you have some really nice footwork here. You can go all the way up, you can go all the way down, and you can actually tilt. And these are really nicely toleranced. They do change without giving you a heads up, but often it's because you are manipulating the bot in ways that you want to. So they're just adapting to your whims. If you want to put the adapter stand on, you can just push it in between his legs because that's where it's supposed to go. It's a very tight fit, so be careful with that. I don't know how I will get this focused on his crotch, but you get what I mean. Not really, yeah. And of course you can make him hold his gun. You open the hand, you don't rotate. You don't rotate that firstly. You tab this in, and then you rotate the thumb, close the hand, and you can, of course, have the trigger finger out or in, depending on what you like. So there you have him. Very, very, very nice. And if you want to change out the face, you have a little indentation there, so you can get his normal head off and put on the screaming head or angry face or whatever, because I think he was a sourpuss. No, I don't remember. But there you have him, screaming at you. Ah! Now, everything here feels well toleranced. Some things are a bit too well toleranced, but except for this. I can probably push the pin in, but yeah. If the wheel isn't configured correctly, you can see the pin there, yeah. You should push it inwards and down and then into that little port. I have seen people getting him with the wheels closed or open, so yeah, I don't really know about that. The plastic feels good. It doesn't feel like it's going to break, but it doesn't feel like it's really going to stand the test of time either. He looks sublime. But you can see I have some paint scrapage here where you really don't want any paint scrapage. So, yeah, I am a bit scared for the future when it comes to him. But as long as he holds up, I'm very, very happy. And now for comparison, here is his Takara brother Prowl, sorry. And they look good together. He should be a bit bigger, so I think this scale just matches up perfectly. And as you can see, he has a lot less kibble. But this is also a very, very old bot and a knockoff at that, because I couldn't find the real one anywhere to be found today, unfortunately. But he looks good. Now, the transformation for this one isn't as horrible as people claim it is. When you get the hang of it, it's actually kind of fun. It isn't as difficult if you do it the right way, but if you don't, it can be a frustrating experience. I've seen reviewers online doing this totally the wrong way and swearing that it's a bad bot, but that's just because they're transforming it wrong, in my humble opinion. And if you want to see me transforming this, go to the video of me transforming it. I'm going to link it in this description down below, so you can go there if you want to. But let's take a look at the car mode, shall we? And here you have him in his beautiful, beautiful alt mode. And yes, it's a bit of panelly and stuff like that, but still it shines under my lighting here. And yes, I do have some paint scrapage there. So let's look at that side, shall we? Yeah, you need to press things in. It is as sturdy as a rock. I mean, it's a brick car, so it feels like a Hot Wheels or something. I just gave it a compliment and it didn't go through. Anyway, the edges does tend to paint scrape when you transform it, unfortunately, and I'm kind of not happy about that. But let's look at the shine, shall we? Beautiful, beautiful detailing here with the lamps underneath, or headlights, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put a sticker there. And you have some very, very nice detailing. I hope Robo Lucas will be doing some stickers for these, because I would prefer them in, I don't know, another color, or dark blue, or maybe not so much see-through black. I don't know. And you have those little side view mirrors, or whatever they are called. I'm not a car guy, so I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong terms here. And here you have some nice rear lights there, and you can actually put a sticker there. Hint, hint, Robo Lucas, with a little, well, registration sign. And he's fairly cohesive on the bottom, and I actually got these wings tabbed in for the first time ever, and I'm so happy about that, actually. So yeah, I'm really, really liking this car. It looks really good. Unfortunately, you do get some scrapage in every little edge here you have, so the paint isn't that good. Or maybe I'm just too ham-fisted to actually handle this in a good way. I don't know. But I like it anyway, and I'm not complaining about the paint. I want to make that very clear, because, I mean, what bot looks perfect in every situation? So I don't really care. He rolls like he should, even though the clearance is very, very minuscule here. And I actually do think these tabs are hitting the ground, but you can actually hear it rolling, so it works as it should, as intended probably as well. For comparison, here he is with my oversized MPP10. Yes, he's too big, and yes, it's a knockoff, but still, I think that this actually looks kind of nice. They do look fairly on par. A bit too big, yes, I know, but still. These keep going in. I so wish I could do Optimus Prime's voice, but unfortunately, it's too epic, and only one person can do that in the world, so yeah. Honk, honk. Now, there is one more mode to this alt mode, and it's, of course, the flying car thing. And I'm going to put the transformation for that in the transformational video, because it isn't as quick as you would have liked it. So I'm going to put that in that video. But here we will be right back and see how it looks. And here you have him in his last mode, and the flying mode. The mode I thought as a kid was so cool. And now I just think, okay, was this worth it? Was the transformation worth it? I don't know. And you do have to bend the arms in a strange fashion here, so I'm not really happy about that, but it works. But I can never get these to sit flush. But yeah, I don't really care. You're going to look at it from this angle if you are looking at it at any angle. So that is really nice. You have those wings out, the wheels on top, and the sides just looks like intakes or something like that. So that is really, really nice. Now for my conclusion. I do like this bot. It isn't as difficult to transform as everyone says it is. I think it's kind of fun when you get the hang of it. But otherwise, I like it. I like it very much. There are some bad things about it, though. The paint scrapage, the lack of manual, and, well, I would have liked him to be a bit heftier, so he actually would have felt more substantial. That is a bit of a shame that he isn't heavier. But weight doesn't make a bot, but it helps. It helps really much. But other than that, I'm very happy with him. He looks awesome in bot mode. He looks awesome in alt mode and in alt mode, or whatever you would call it. So I'm happy with him. I like it very much. I just wish some things were a bit better. And if you look at here, you can see that some of the paint, the yellow paint, isn't as yellow, as vibrant as the rest of the paint is. So, yeah. I don't know. I still like it, but Yeah, that looks strange. They could have used one more coat of paint there. But the wings look nice, the arms look nice, the body and the sheen on the bot is just outstanding. And yes, even though the paint scrapage, it looks pristine in bot mode, because you don't really see the paint scrapage. It's more in car mode, unfortunately. But even then, it looks fairly realistic, if you know what I mean. The masterpiece score I had to think about for a very long time, because I am torn between 8 and 6, but I'm going to give it an 8. Just because the initial reaction I had to it was very, very positive. I was going into it with a very skeptical mind, and he actually changed it for me. So I'm happy about that. So he is a strong recommendation from me if you can be gentle with him when transforming him, and if you do like tracks, which I do. Would I have liked some, little transformable blaster or something like that, a little, the little human from that episode where he went rogue. Yeah, but they would just be in a baggie anyway. And of course, I forgot this again when we went into the flying mode. You know how it is. But I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.